Jor, I have heard the fires can warp the steel plates. Do you think the steel plates will eventually be something of the past because Bitcoin should be pure consciousness? I mean, I honestly don't love the idea of people keeping their, and I've changed my mind on this lately. I don't love the idea of people going through the time of memorizing their seed phrase. I've changed my mind on that. I thought it was a good idea. I went through the trouble of memorizing mine, and I'm actually going to move that wallet, even though I memorized the seed phrase for it. I'm going to move it out of that wallet and into a wallet that I don't know the key to. I don't have it memorized, because even if you're just using that as like a backup to memorize your seed phrase. I mean, last week on the show, I showed an example of somebody getting tortured for their Bitcoin, which is horrifying. And I think that if you're in a position, God forbid, but if you're in a position where somebody's trying to torture your Bitcoin out of you and you actually know those words, then you will be much more likely to tell them. And I think that through body language, through the interaction there, people will be able to tell that you're lying. And so if you actually don't memorize your seed phrase, if you don't have an answer for them, and if you get your security set up in a position where there's literally nothing that you can do, I think that there's a better chance you actually walk out of that interaction unhurt and with your Bitcoin. So I have changed my mind on that. And in terms of steel and titanium, I've actually heard that titanium will hold up through fire. Steel, again, like you said, can be warped. But if you have like a titanium, like the ones that we have at QuickBit, I think that titanium does actually hold up in fire. But again, like that's the kind of the end goal here for people should be actually encrypting your recovery phrase, not leaving it on paper, not leaving it on titanium, but eventually having titanium and encryption for a while, and then going away from titanium. So that would be kind of like the timeline that you should follow. If you're just kind of new to Bitcoin and you want to just keep your, like, let's say you're watching this right now, you got a hardware device, you got your 12 words, I would order a titanium plate. Absolutely. Should be the first thing you do. Keep it on paper, look after that paper in the meantime. But as soon as your steel plate comes in, get it onto steel. And then after a while, once your knowledge and your experience in Bitcoin is high enough, that's when you actually go to the trouble of encrypting it. And when you have encryption, when you have backups, QR codes dispersed in multiple locations, then you're kind of invincible, I think, in Bitcoin. That's where you want to get to.